with the Tigers at home. So 2-0 this week for the Gamecock men's basketball team. Lamont Paris doing a wonderful job. And then how about the GOAT, Dawn Staley, go down. Speaking of Tigers, to LSU and do her thing. Got behind, struggled in the first half, but made adjustments. She came out in her basketball team in the second half. Very nice getting the win, 76-70 over LSU. And then they get home on yesterday, which I was torn because the game was at 3 o'clock. And you know what happened at 3 o'clock? It was NFC, AFC Championship weekend. Coached over the AFC. So, of course, I had two TVs going. The Gamecock women's basketball team on one, the AFC Championship game on the other, and the Gamecocks getting a nice win over the Commodores of Vanderbilt at home. So they go 4-0 of the two programs at South Carolina. So just shout out to my Gamecocks and all the good people there in South Carolina that's listening. The Alabama, they can't say nothing crazy about the men's basketball team, Nate Oates, and the boys getting it done over LSU the other night. I know I think Christian was at the game. We'll talk to him about that.
Yep.
In just a moment. They had a big win over Auburn. Auburn, on the other hand, they lost. So they over for the week. So we got a lot to get into. AFC, NFC, grown man football we're going to talk about on this program today. Of course, we always talk Alabama football, SEC football, transfer portal, wherever you want to go with that. So we'll do some things with that as well. So here's the drill. Christian Mills in Tuscaloosa in the studio, along with Justin Jones. Haven't had to do that. Got to get the voice right. Justin Jones is in-house on today. Plus Noah will be there as well, helping us get through the next couple of hours right here on the Tide 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Again, we're sponsored by good friends at the Good Feet store. Go check them out, Douglas and the good folks at Midtown Village. They will take so good care of you. And then make sure your knee pain, your hip pain, your back pain, all of that stuff subsides based on what they can do for you. It's try before you buy. We're sponsored by our good friends at the Good Feet store. 2 feet, though, at a time. Christian, happy Monday.
What's going on? I did go to that Alabama LSU game, and it was fun. It was another good atmosphere. I know I was talking about the Auburn game and how exciting that was, but the LSU one, man, I'll be honest, I wouldn't say I was shocked. Actually, I was kind of shocked just because, Auburn, everybody's going to show up and show out for that one for sure. But nonetheless, man, they did it again. There's a sign that said the tickets were sold out at the front, and
Nice.
Yeah, and being in there, I mean, the atmosphere was great again. Another big time win. So this team is playing some really good basketball right now, and they're finally starting to, I wouldn't say necessarily live up to their potential, but again, I know they started with a very difficult early schedule. But still, they definitely have been playing some good basketball in SEC play. So, besides the Tennessee game, we just got to put that in the rearview right now. They've played some good basketball. But nonetheless, man, Rylan Griffin's still on fire from three. It seems like that guy can't miss. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't want to jinx him. But he has been shooting lights out from three the past couple games. But, it's always fun to have, a nice basketball team. Because when I was here, I don't know if you remember, when I was here, and no disrespect to Coach Avery Johnson, they weren't very good, and it always like, dang,
I like
man.
Avery though. I did like.
No,
Avery.
he was a great guy, great coach. It's just the basketball team hadn't been very good in a while, so it's fun to have a solid basketball team. Love Coach Oates, love his energy. He got the technical foul, and everybody was fired up. So I love that passion and intensity from him. It's always fun to watch and fun to see his team compete with a similar type of intensity.
It was just his voice, though.
What do you mean?
I'm like, I just did not like Avery's voice. Well, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. I'm just saying, when I was with the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm like, bro, can you throw some bass in that voice?
Yeah, it did kind of throw you off a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so that was cool. I had fun doing that. I watched the championship games, NFL championship games. I hear all these people talk about, oh, it's rigged, it's scripted, talking about Kansas City, it's all set up for, Pat Mahomes, Taylor Swift, all that, Travis Kelce, all that whole, circus. But I never buy into this crap, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There's some questionable things in that game where I was like, I truly felt there was a lot of missed calls. Not saying it's rigged, but I was kind of, speculating, but I'd rather look at it from X's and O's standpoint than just call it for what it is, man. The Ravens did not really come to play. Definitely struggled. Their defense struggled, and turnovers. They're undisciplined, right? Just, I mean, they're way too emotional. I mean, I guess I should say, Zay Flowers at least, right? The offensive line did not protect Lamar well. He didn't have a great game either.
That sounds familiar.
Right. Yeah, but he kept taking like 2 or 3 hitches, and he wasn't very decisive. I thought he should have just took off and ran a lot sooner than he was doing. And I get it. He was trying to wait for that open opportunity. It looked like they abandoned their run game. You know what I mean? Like, I just think overall, man, they just kind of they did not play a great game. And it's unfortunate because I was really, pulling for those guys. I like Pat Mahomes, but, I feel like Lamar, him and the Ravens had a phenomenal season, and it kind of sucks to see them cut short. Not necessarily, you know what I mean? But I feel like they just kind of, I wouldn't say they wasted a great season, but they just kind of, you know what I mean? They kind of dropped the ball. And it was unfortunate, but you got to tip your hat to Pat Mahomes. I mean, he's a ball player, man. I mean, he just is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm seeing the tweets and the conversations now, and they're saying that some people.
Jeff, I see welcome, by the way. Happy Monday to everybody right there on the YouTube channel.
Some people are. Some people are.
They're on me.
What?
They're on me because I predicted that. Not that game, but I thought the Detroit Lions would beat upset. And I was ready to come on here bloviating and just shouting that 24-7.
Well, they definitely dropped the ball. But anyway, yeah, no. I mean, a lot of people are even saying that they think Pat Mahomes is they're ready to put him above Tom Brady. I don't think I'm necessarily ready to do that just yet. We're going to throw
that question out there because that's a great question. I've seen that since yesterday. And I think that's a good question to ask the fans. I do want to talk a lot about the NFL and the playoffs and then the upcoming Super Bowl. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let you finish your point.
No, you're good. I mean, that's
stuff for you.
Yeah, that was pretty much out. Just saying, I don't think I'm quite ready to say that just yet. I mean, obviously he's on that trajectory, right? I mean, he's just him, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, man, is like 3-headed monster. That trio, unbelievable. And they know how to win football games, especially the big ones. But I definitely was disappointed. I hate it for the Lions because you got several Bama guys. Obviously, you got Jahmyr Gibbs and J-Mo Williams, right?
You got 3. You got J-Mo, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got Sean Dion Hamilton.
Well, that's I was about to say, but most importantly, you got my guy Sean Dion Hamilton, who's coaching, working with linebackers.
That's 4.
Oh yeah, Brian Brandt for sure. But I mean, I hate it, for all those guys. But I feel for Sean Dion, man. I mean, he is, gosh, man, coaching right now and doing such a great job. And for all those guys, they really almost accomplished something really special. That would have been huge. Well, and then I for them to just drop the ball, man, that hurt. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. But I'm happy for my guy Christian McCaffrey though. He as much as he's gone through, my former teammate, and as much as he's gone through in Carolina, he put his body on the line for that organization. I mean, and they respected him, they appreciated him, but I mean, he never really. I never felt like it was necessarily. I mean, he just didn't have the teams that he deserved there in Carolina. Now he's on the team where they're using him the right way, and he's paying dividends for him. He's got the right supporting cast around him. Happy for him at least. But anyway, I'll let you kind of set the table for all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to text, but can you tell me who I can talk to there at the studio? Whether it's
you got Noah. You got Noah right now with his hands on
Noah.
the
I just said, "Hey, Noah, happy Monday, Noah."
Happy Monday
to
you.
Me, Noah. Yeah, there you go. Hey, listen, I didn't know how to send it to you by message, but I sent it to the Tide X account. I want you to play something for me to set a great conversation that we're going to have in this program up. If you can find a tag the Tide 100.9 on X. Check that out. I want you to play that and let me know and just text me when you get it. But, listen, it's the NFL. And I knew today every Monday morning quarterback was going to be all over 2 people. Lamar Jackson, and they were going to be all over Dan Campbell, right? Because, one, Lamar Jackson, this was his year. I really thought that this was Lamar Jackson's year. I mean, he's going to be the MVP. That would be number 2 in such a short, storied career. But he didn't play his best football. But yet I thought Todd Monken, formerly the offense coordinator at Georgia, been first year, I believe, in Baltimore, for the most part, has been phenomenal this season. But I didn't think the play calling helped him. Number two, something I'm going to talk about, look at our first break, is the fact that what I've been saying about Jalen Milroe became true in what we saw about Lamar Jackson. I've said this about Jalen Milroe. Many of you that listen to the show since we were on the 1 hour show. I've always said that when you have a dual threat quarterback and when they try so hard to prove to maybe themselves, maybe their teammates, to the world, most importantly, all the people on social media in that space, that they are a pocket quarterback, they do it to a fault. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson was just that. He wanted to be so much a pocket quarterback that he missed numerous opportunities to be over 100 yards rushing the football. We know how great of a runner he is. But when you just hang around there in the pocket, waiting for somebody to get open, to the fault that you get sacked and you make horrible decisions with the football, that's on you. And you deserve to be criticized. But my point with Jalen Milroe and us, please don't become that. Because sometimes you have to take what the defense gives you.
Yep.
And they gave Lamar Jackson numerous opportunities to be a runner and make huge plays with the football. And he did not do it. I don't get that. But I've seen that numerous times, many times I should say. And I'm praying that that does not happen to one Jalen Milroe, because they try so hard to prove the doubters, the naysayers, the lank, if you will, wrong, that they become faulty. When we come back for this first break, I'm going to let you know how I really felt about Baltimore and Kansas City. I'm really disturbed, and I'm disturbed even still today. You're going to hear that. We're going to continue to break down these games. We're going to continue to talk about a lot of great stuff here on the show today, because we're going to get to Alabama. Just hold tight. This NFL stuff is very intriguing, especially what I got to say after this timeout. You're listening to the Miller's Edge. We're on the Tide 100.9, 1230 AM WTVC. Corey Miller, Christian Miller, Noah's in the house. Justin Jones is in the house, and we're ready to rock and roll. It's just a warm-up. It's just a little appetizer. Here's a little bread for you. Throw your little butt on it. We're coming out with some apps. We're going to give you that main course here on the show here on this Monday. Be back in a moment.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody that's in here already. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys had a good weekend. If you guys haven't already, you guys know the drill. Make sure you hit that like button. That helps us out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Join the team. All right, let's get into it. We got Jeff, Sam, Joey. What's going on, guys? We got the faithful, the Miller's Edge faithful already in here. MHS. Dr. Crystal, how are you this morning? Happy Monday, she says. My two picks. Shaking my head. Man. Jeff's a 49ers fan, I think, right? Makai, what's up, bro? What do you think Kirby would have done if Monken only ran the rock 6 times versus Bama? Oof. I don't think he would have still been on staff. I don't know why they abandoned it, man. The Ravens' backs, man. They got some hard runners. Especially with the O-line was just, they were struggling with pass pro too, man. I think it was Moses, the right tackle. I think I played him when he was in Washington. Good player too. He was just getting beat. Yeah, Jeff's a 49ers fan, man. Y'all, I wouldn't say y'all got lucky. I mean, he definitely played a hell of a game, but Brock Purdy was on his A game for sure. He said second half, wow, y'all definitely turned it around. couldn't understand why they didn't get used to all Makai. I don't either. I mean, I don't. I mean, or even more quarterback design runs, I guess. I mean, granted, I think I missed a lot of the first half of that game, but from what I saw in that second half, it seemed like they were trying to get in a drop back duel with Patrick Mahomes, which I don't think you ever want to do. But again, though, if you think about it, really though, I mean, the Zay Jones, well, first the penalty. I'm not trying to put it all on him, but let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, he really hurt his team. You get that penalty after the big gain, and then got an opportunity to score. He tries to dive in there and make a play. You always got to protect the football, man. And what's crazy was the dude that he was taunting, Snead, who's a hell of a football player, ended up being the guy to punch it out on the 1 yard line, man. Talk about karma. I don't even know if I believe in karma, but that right there is one instance that it would possibly get me to. All right, here we go. Right here on Tide 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Again, we are presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport experts. If you're in any type of pain, foot pain, knee pain, or back pain, you heard the man. Head on over to the Good Feet Store. They'll take great care of you. They'll help eliminate and alleviate that pain with those premium arch sports. Check them out now. If you're not local, you can go to the goodfeet.com and schedule an appointment with the Good Feet Store. Again, that's Good Feet, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. We've been talking a lot of NFL, and we will get into some Alabama football, break down some of the latest news, some of the things that are happening around Tuscaloosa, because there is a lot of recruiting, developments, things going on, still some coaching things going on. We'll talk about that. But right now we're talking about the NFL and the AFC, NFC Championship games. I like what you did there. You kind of brought in that correlation between Lamar and a little bit of Jalen Milroe, them kind of suffering from the same, plague, right, of just almost – I hate to say like being somebody they're not, but trying to force things, you know what I mean? And not necessarily taking advantage of their skill set. Because that's what immediately when I was watching that, that's kind of what I had. I had that same thought or reaction that you did about Lamar just taking too many hitches, right? 2-3 hitches and still not necessarily running. And now, again, I think his receivers weren't necessarily, getting open sometimes. And then I will say, though, the only thing with him, though, it seemed like his deep ball was a little off. He kept kind of overthrowing guys, it seemed like. But you can't.
On the sidelines, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the deep balls, I mean, just in general. I mean,
he tried a couple, especially those last few drives. OBJ was one. I think Aguilar was the other one that he missed. I mean, overshot them, that they had the guy beat. So, I think he was in press mode a little bit, got a little bit anxious.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, too, Chris, the pressure that's on Lamar Jackson. I mean, everybody always talk about he's great, but can he win the big one, right? And we hear it from Dan Marino. He's the greatest quarterback to never, ever win a Super Bowl. The talk is out there. If he didn't beat Patrick Mahomes, to get Patrick Mahomes in Baltimore, one of the best home field advantage places that you can play, and they don't get it done. So I think he played a little bit tight.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got caught up in his own mind about throwing the football and the perception of what people are seeing in that playoff game. I mean, he still had decent numbers. He had the one strip fumble. And he had a horrible interception. He threw it into triple coverage despite the tight end from Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, he forced that one. He forced that one bad.
That's the biggest mistake to me that he made. Other than that, I don't think he played that horrible.
But what are your thoughts on them not running the ball?
But that's my point, and I'll get to that. But I think as I was saying before we went to break, the Jalen Milroe, you mentioned the comparison. That's what happens. You remember I've been saying this, that these guys have been told that they can't read defenses, they can't scan the field, they don't have the brains upstairs. Just even recently, we've been talking about this a little bit. they try so hard, almost to a fault, that the plays are there for them to. I mean, give you an example. Second game, look at Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, the dude had phenomenal runs in that game that set them up to win it. He's not known as the ultimate scrambler. He ain't known. He
looked like it.
He looked like it because it means making the quick decision when something is not there, taking what the defense gives you and taking off and running the football. It's just as simple as that, right? Like, you have to know. I don't care what they say, but there's something there. If I got 25 yards, Lamar runs a 4.40. Bro, run it. What are you doing? That's on him.
But what about the run game, though? Is what I'm asking you. Like
that's on Todd Monken,
right? That's what I'm saying. Why? To me, that didn't help him out either. You're not you put more pressure on him to throw the football when you. I mean, Micaiah in here said they only ran the rock like 6 times. I don't know if that's the actual number, but still,
the second half.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, but it wasn't much.
It wasn't much, and that's on the play call. Right. I don't get it when you got 3 running backs. I mean, we didn't even see. I'm drawing a blank here. Who they just signed a running back, Dalvin Cook. We didn't even see him. I don't think. Maybe once. I don't think we've seen him at all. At least when I was watching. So I don't know. That's on him. But I get mad, and I tweeted this out or X this out. I get sick and tired of former players who call or who are analysts. It's almost easy to play the blame game. It's easy for me to sit here and blame one individual, right? Oh, if he did this on them. No, it isn't. It's a team game. It's an ultimate team game.
If anybody blames Zay Jones, or what's the name of the receiver?
Zay Jones, stupid. I mean, dude, you're losing. You make a big play.
Zay Flowers,
excuse me. Just get your tail up. Like, that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you're self-inflicted. Listen here. Kansas City scored 0 points, I don't think, in the second half. Maybe 3. I mean, Baltimore lost this game because of their own self-inflicted wounds, period. Kansas City did not beat Baltimore. Baltimore beat themselves just by being stupid and dumb penalties and just making mistakes. I mean, the fumble, dude, you got a touchdown. You ain't got to. How many times have people talked about don't try to stretch the football out? I mean, we've seen this happen numerous times. As a defender, we're taught to try to punch it out. So, listen, it made me so mad. I was so mad. I had a great service at church yesterday. Noah, do you got my little sound bite up?
I got it ready.
I had a great time at church yesterday. Great word. I mean, I go to church to get something. A lot of people just go because they're supposed to go. Let's just be real about it. A lot of you probably go to church because it's Sunday and mama told you you're supposed to go to church. But do you get something? I go to church to get something. Yesterday was a good word about prayer and how big prayer is. I've been a praying church. And so this is what I did when I got home because I had something I needed to pray about. Take it away, Noah. Happy Sunday, everybody. Prayer, about how important prayer is. I'm praying today. I don't know if Lord really cares about you. But Lord, hear my prayer. I know you love me. I know you care about me. I love Andy Reid. I love Patrick Mahomes, what the Chiefs do. But I'm pulling for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Please beat down the Chiefs in the name of the Lord. You know why? I cannot stand to sit another moment in tennis room. I'm not a Swiftie. Kudos to her. I ain't hating on her. But she has taken over the NFL. I can't stand seeing her in that box. I can't stand her brother, Travis Kelce's brother, trying to go to bed. I can't stand seeing her around the golf course, getting her step up. I cannot stand it. No more Taylor Swift. Let Taylor Swift in the NFL in today. Please, God. Please, Lord. Hear my prayer. Hear my prayer. I know many other people believe it. Please.
Well, it appears your prayer fell on deaf ears, huh?
Well, one thing I learned in church yesterday, one thing I learned in church about prayer is that God, there's 3 ways he can answer you. Yes, that wasn't it yesterday. Maybe, that wasn't it yesterday. And then no. Yesterday was a no to my prayer. We're going to see Taylor Swift We're going to see her in the Super Bowl, and I know the NFL's getting ready to make buku amounts of money, and that makes me think all this stuff is all rigged. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but man, Lord, listen, she's got a show in Tokyo, bro. She's going to be in the night on a Saturday night singing or lip syncing, whatever she's doing, in front of thousands of fans in Tokyo, and she's already got her a private jet to bring her, 14 hours back from Tokyo to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl. Lord, I know you heard my prayer. Just didn't answer. Or maybe it was what I said earlier. Just don't care about football. Maybe you don't care about Taylor Swift being shown in the booth every time Travis Kelce makes a shot. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But it is what it is. No Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes going for back-to-back. And I think he's got a great chance to do just that. We'll continue this conversation. We got phone calls. 205-342-9904. That's the number. Please download that app, Tide 100.9. It's absolutely free. You can leave a question there as well. We got the best reader in all of the state of Alabama. That guy right there, Noah. I guess he's still using Johnson. He might change his name this week. Any change of name this week, Noah?
I kind of like, let's go Noah Rogers.
Noah Rogers will take and read your questions, your comments, your thoughts on Tide 100.9. All right, we're going to hit a break. We come back. We're going to take some phone calls. We're going to hear from you, your thoughts about the NFC and the AFC Championship games. Did they go the way you expected, or are you like me? Were you praying with me? We'll take that. And don't forget about my good friends here. I got to tell you, I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, or Easley, South Carolina. RSH Decor. That's RSHDecor.com. And when you're talking about outdoor furniture for your home, for your vacation home, maybe you own a hotel, maybe you need that. Spring is coming. It feels like it up here in South Carolina. You need that outdoor furniture. Well, they got it for you. They can do what you need to do. They can make it Alabama football. They can do it in the black and white plaid look. They can give you crimson. They can do it all kinds of ways. It's going in black. They got you covered. Very talented. RSHDecor.com. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, so running backs only had 6 carries during the game. Lamar had 8. Yeah, so I guess, Zay Flowers too. If you count his, that put you at 16. Yeah, not enough. Not enough. Spend too much time on how good players are and little mistakes that turn into big mistakes in big moments. Yeah, no, and that's why it all boils down to discipline, man. You guys know this. Everybody here, I'm assuming, is an Alabama fan. We know how critical discipline is. And what we saw with the Ravens was an example of a very undisciplined football team that game. Now, to be fair, like somebody mentioned, Travis Kelce was also taunting. But you guys know, that's a heated those two teams, man, it's heated between those two guys. I don't know if you saw, but in the pregame, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce kind of getting into it with the kicker. I'll be honest, I don't know whose side I'm necessarily on, because I feel like those special teams guys do kind of I feel like sometimes they actually have, like, I don't know, some ulterior motives when they're warming up, like they're trying to get in your way, trying to play a little mind game or something like that. So it probably was a little bit of that. Just funny seeing them get into it with the kicker. Hacker says he expected the Lions to blow the game, going for it on every 4th down. Yeah, when you got an opportunity, I get being aggressive, but when you got an opportunity to tie a football game, man, you got to go ahead and take that, especially in a game as critical as this one, But I'm not going to put it all on that coach, man. To get them to that point, Dan Campbell's doing a hell of a job in Detroit. And they got a lot of really good young talent too, man. Those Bama guys are putting in work. Yeah, Jeff, we'll see. And I think we'll see if he owns up to it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I know you're a Niners fan, but I was kind of going for the Lions. I wanted my guy Sean Deion Hamilton to have a trip to the Super Bowl. Maybe the Ravens should have suited shut Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs yesterday. Well, really, I mean, second half. I mean, they shut them out in the second half. Offense just couldn't really get anything going.
They hope you're doing well. Corey Miller, Christian Miller, Noah, Justin Jones. I got Noah's last name already.
It's Rodgers this week.
Rodgers. Are you related to Aaron Rodgers?
I'm trying to sort of manifest it.
As long as he's not doing any darkness retreats or ayahuasca.
That might work. Let me turn the lights.
I mean,
off
one
in
Rodgers
this
goes
room
down,
and see
another rises. That's what they say.
There you go.
I mean, one rises up, and even Travis Kelce was joking on Rodgers after the game. He said, I got my vaccine shot and still going to the Super Bowl. And he said some people don't get vaccine shots and get hurt the fourth play of the year for them or something crazy like that.
He actually said that.
Yeah, I saw it on X.
That might have been somebody might have been making that up.
Check my receipts. 205-242-9904. Let's go to the phone line, speak with Biscuit Bruce. He lead us off here on a Monday. Welcome in, sir.
All right, guys. I can't wait to see Taylor on TV. Oh, my gosh, he's going to be on TV again.
I know. Aren't you excited?
I'm so excited. Oh, I just can't wait for 2 weeks to come. I get to see her again on TV 15 times during football. Oh, my God. It's Taylor Swift.
Oh, God.
Let
You
me
can't
tell
make
you.
this stuff up.
Oh,
All right,
You can't make it up.
So here's my analysis. And let me make a comment on the prayer, first of all, Pastor.
Okay.
So sometimes we pray, and God wants to teach us patience and overcoming adversity.
That's
So
right.
I feel like that's where we are, because you pretty much had the same prayer I had. Now
Same one.
I'm sure your prayers get a lot further up than mine. So I don't expect mine to get real high sometimes, but I do pray. So I'm sure yours reached the top. So it makes me feel good that he still said no.
My prayer might have tickled his ears, right? Might just got a little bit of God's ear.
Yeah. Mine probably never got to his feet. So anyway, but I still prayed it. So
Amen.
Here's my analysis of what y'all were talking about is the NFL, for the lack of word, rigged. Okay. First of all, we got let's see, who coaches the Ravens? Oh, yeah, Harbaugh. Let's see, his brother just had to leave college football because he was a cheater and go back to the pros. So strike one. Okay, then you have multiple calls in that game that are obvious with officials staring at them that are never called. So strike two. Then what constitutes a safety is a man intercepting a ball in the end zone, and he doesn't go down immediately. He comes running toward the goal line like he's going to try to run a touchdown, and the guy from behind him on the other side he didn't see tackles. That is a safety. That is the definition of a safety. He never slowed down until he was tackled. He was bringing that ball out of the end zone. Not one word was ever said about that. I don't get it. And then they got this big boy. His number is 35. He's 6'5", weighs 260 pounds, and nobody can stop him when he runs the football. And he ran him 6 times. Every time he ran the ball, he got 6-7 yards. I don't understand. I don't know. I've never played in the NFL, and I never played college. But looking at the game, you have to question sometimes. I don't get it. They call certain things. They don't call certain things. I don't know.
Terrible, by the way. The referees were horrible. I agree with you. I thought the same thing too on that interception. I thought the same
100%.
thing because he didn't go down. I mean, I've seen guys catch it and run with it, but like not knowing that they're not trying to get out the end zone. They just kind of run straight across and then they fall down on their own, right? This guy got
but watch
actually
this
tackled.
guy.
Yeah, he got
He
tackled.
tackled him 2 yards before he got out of the end zone.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. And I thought there could have been an interference call. Excuse me, on that interception.
There
The
wasn't
guy
an
hit the
interference
guy
call.
way too early.
They tackled the guy. What ended up pushing him and tackling him before the ball? They said, well, I think the guy what got me was the referee that they go to on the air said, well, the ball was already there. No, it wasn't. If you watch that play, that ball was 5 yards from getting to any of those players.
Yeah.
Of course, I thought it was not a really good throw anyway because there was 3 of them and only 1 of us. But
yeah, then if you look at I watched like that clip. Matter of fact, I just saw it again. It almost looks like the ref, the judge that was in the end zone, had his hand like on his flag, like he was contemplating throwing it.
Yeah.
And he froze. He didn't do anything.
100%. Okay, one other quick analysis. I know y'all got plenty of calls and you ain't got all day spent on me, but here's the thing. Okay, we now have the Kansas City and the 49ers. Let's go back and say we have the Ravens and either one of the other teams. We'll say the Ravens and the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to have, I'm just going to use numbers. We're going to have 20 million people watch the Super Bowl because it's the Ravens and the 49ers. Well, insert Taylor Swift, insert Kansas City and Taylor Swift into the project. Now you got 20 more million people, idiot followers that think she's some kind of god that worship her. 20 more million of her people are going to watch the Super Bowl just to see her 6 times on the Super Bowl and hope that Kansas City wins and she comes down on the field and they interview her and Travis and maybe he'll get down on his knee and propose to her. I don't know. But so now you have doubled your viewing capacity. How many millions?
The NFL is loving this. I'm telling you right now. I mean,
I don't think I'm ready to say it's. I don't think I'm ready to say it's rigged, Bruce. But I will say, like my dad just said, they are eating it up, and they know what they're doing. I mean, they're bringing in so much more viewership because of her. I mean, people that don't even watch football are tuning in just to see her.
Look, people don't even these people
just to see her. These
Taylor Swift followers don't know what a football is. They never even knew they played football. They never even knew there was a game of football until somebody heard, hey, one of them guys that runs down there on the field with that little ball and catches it every now and then, he's dating Taylor Swift and she's in the box. Oh, well, we're going to watch. When do they play? What time? Oh, they play at 12 o'clock on Sunday. Oh, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to leave church early so I can get home and watch her.
You know, the camera people are so nasty. Like, why you got the camera all in what they doing lip syncing? I mean, kissing. I turned my TV off. I did. I can't take all of that. I'm sick of Taylor Swift.
Take it
I'm absolutely sick. I'm throw up sick of Taylor Swift.
100%.
Mr. Bruce, we appreciate you, my brother.
Hey,
Keep
guys,
praying,
appreciate y'all. Always love listening to the show and calling, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Still going to come get my hat, Christian.
All right, just let me know when. I'll make sure I have it for you, Bruce.
Keep that prayer line going, Biscuit Bruce. All right, brother. All right, let's go. 205-342-9904. Tommy in Romulus, Alabama is up next. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hey, guys. How are you today?
Doing well, Tommy. What's going on?
This Monday, Bruce kind of nailed it on the head. So the new spokesperson for the NFL is Taylor Swift. Wow.
That's what it seems like. You know what's crazy though? I will go as far as saying I honestly don't think she necessarily even wants the camera on her as much as it is. I don't even think it's her fault anymore. I'm sure she probably appreciated some of the exposure initially, but I wouldn't be shocked if she's sick and tired of it herself.
Well, probably too, but free publicity, you can't turn it down.
No, she won't turn it down.
She's
the hottest thing in music right now, so she got to ride that horse to the finish line. It's like the Kentucky Derby. You start out the starting gate, you're not going to stop in midstream and like, well, I ran this far the Kentucky Derby, I'm happy. No, you want to win, and so it'll be the year. Remember, there'll be people printing about if Kansas City win the Super of it, 10 or 15% will show Taylor this, Taylor wearing a Santa Claus hat with 80-something on it, and just whole 9 yards. And there'll be one page of his drunken brother showing his beer belly in Buffalo. I mean, so I don't know. I thought Baltimore should run the ball more yesterday. I was shocked.
No doubt.
Kansas City gave over 200 yards to the Bills rushing, and they only rushed the ball 16 times or something like that.
Hey, Tommy, let me ask you this, especially the guys on YouTube. Is Taylor Swift even like a pretty girl? Like, if she wasn't singing these songs and, whatever, would she be the hot girl that, like, you'd be like, wow, she's hot? Because I don't think she's pretty.
Ouch.
I think Taylor Swift is like a 4.
Oh, dang. A 4?
I mean, I would give her, if I was rating looks, Taylor Swift is a 4. I mean, do you think she's really that pretty?
I'd give her a 6. Yeah, at least a 6. A 4 is ruthless.
6 because she's an average woman with a beautiful singing voice. She got the ability, and that promote her up. I mean,
her talent is. I mean, she's a singer. She's an actress too, right? She's been in movies.
She's been in movies.
Sure.
Yeah, you got to make her an actress too. I mean, like, we know she's world renowned. She's famous, but she is not like people talk about like Beyonce or Janet Jackson or
Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift, and she wears too much lipstick. Out there on the field yesterday, I mean, she looked like, kind of like a doll. I mean, like trying to fix her hair up.
The Swifties are going to get our show canceled.
no, you're going to get in trouble. What you said Friday, you're going to get in trouble. You don't make no more comment about Barbie, okay? We don't want to go down that road because you like to get in trouble with all the Barbie fans Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lord forgive me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I give her 4 to 6. Okay, I give her 5.5. But anyway, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, folks. I'm going to warn you. Usher's doing the halftime, right? Bump, bump.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And then you know how the performer brings out a special guest?
Like surprise guest?
Yeah, surprise guest.
Taylor
and it's
Swift?
going to be Taylor Swift.
No
And
shot.
she's going to have a Chiefs jersey. She's going to have a number 87 jersey on. And there it is. And they're going to go crazy. And then everybody going to get on the internet. And they're going to say this is the best thing since sliced bread. Watch what I tell you.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Because, his jersey was very popular, number 87. But since she have wore it, it have gone, if y'all look it up, y'all can probably prove me wrong. It's probably the number 1 selling jersey in the NFL over Mahomes or anybody because of Taylor Swift. Because she's going to bring 20 to 25 million Swiftie, as Bruce said, to watch the football game. Well, let's see what Taylor wears. Touchdown Kansas City. Ooh, let's see what Taylor. It's just going to go on. Nobody's going to, we're going to have a fashion station for an NFL football game. Is she wearing red lipstick or is she wearing passion purple or something? I don't know. Who cares?
Oh, man. Listen, this is what I'm going to do for Taylor. Noah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give Taylor today, like I do my good friend Darius Rucker. We're going to give her some love by playing some Taylor Swift bumper music. Probably, I don't even know what it is.
I'd rather
Well,
it's not, so I don't have to mute the stream because I don't want to lose copyright due to her. But
Wait up.
if
He
you
plays everybody else's music.
all right, we'll just mute the stream. No, matter of fact, when you play her music, just mute my mic so I can just talk to the stream and entertain them because they don't want to hear Taylor anyway. But you can play it on the radio. Go for it.
Tommy, a lot of people love Taylor Swift. And she's going to listen. Tommy, she's taking a plane. She's performing. Get this. How many people do you know that could be performing in Tokyo, Japan on a Saturday night and be at the Super Bowl on a Sunday night? Tell me, as they said in the old Baptist Church of Payson, ain't God good?
Well, it is. I don't laugh. I have a friend. She's the same age like I am. They pay big money to watch her pay-per-view or rerun. A rerun of it for her, her daughter, and her granddaughter. And I'm sitting there like I'm going outside and probably drown myself. But I mean,
All I can
I
tell
never
you-
saw 4 women just going, oh, oh, oh. I thought about
we gotta go to break.
I know.
Tom, I know you're a closet Taylor Swift listener. We know.
I know. I'm tying the brake around my neck. Yeah.
True.
I mean,
All right, brother Tommy.
All
Thank you
right.
for the phone call.
all
We had
right,
a
have a
break.
good one, guys. Bye.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good Monday. We're keeping it a little levity today, a little laughter. Ain't nothing really too serious happening. But the NFL is a joke right now. It's an absolute joke that they let this one person didn't even play any kind of football. The actress, she's a singer, performer. She's taking over the world of the National Football League. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I don't care. Like, sure, one time, but 5, 6, 7 times a game is overkill. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We got to hit a break. Come back, more of your phone calls. I see folks on hold, 205-342-9904. Corey, Christian, Noah, Justin, Jones, and all of you on YouTube Extra. We'll be back in just a moment. Keep it locked.
And Johnny said, "Can we please stop with the Swifty talk?" Trust me, we're about done, man. But just know the Super Bowl is going to be hard to watch. I'm telling you right now, it's probably going to pan to her more times than we've ever seen. Taylor made millions for the NFL. You're going to watch regardless. NFL knows that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, what are we going to boycott just because they're showing her? And like I said, they know what they're doing, man. It's all about viewership and generate money and numbers, man. So they love it. Let's see what else we have. Makai said, my dad just says everything that you're afraid to say on live radio, man. He ain't really got a filter, man. Dang. Give her a 3.5? That's brutal. That's rough. Sports entertainment, heavy on entertainment. Yeah, but I mean, look, man. Wrong type of entertainment. I wonder this though, when Travis goes to her show, do they keep panning the camera that's supposed to be on her over to him where he's watching? Yeah, Bugs is on the Chiefs now. Lions waved him. He got picked up by the Chiefs. Ended up working out in his favor. He's going to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they won't be going.
These songs that she sell, Noah.
Well,
How
this
many?
song, this is
I was about to, that's got to be AI.
yeah,
so.
it's someone made it. They said it was a leaked Travis Kelce breakup song, but
Oh, wow.
AI generated a song called "Tight End" about Travis
Well,
Kelce.
like Dr. Crystal said, if they don't survive this relationship, that is going to be one hell of an album, breakup album, and it's going to be flooded.
You know what she does to men.
Right.
She crushes them because they get tired of the fame and the cameras, and then they're like, Taylor really don't even look that good. And then they see the other girl over here, the better looking girl. I know she ain't got $1 billion, but like, there ain't nobody like, so then she writes songs about dudes that she broke up with that treated her bad, like Travis not gonna answer the phone no more. He gonna be like, you know what? Because you saw the last girl he had on the field. Travis,
Talking about his ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, but do you remember how I don't know if you know how it went, but supposedly she was saying that he was cheap and he didn't buy her anything. I don't know. It was something crazy. She's a very good looking girl.
He ain't buying up with Taylor Swift.
No, he doesn't have to, but it is,
True.
and this is the last thing. Then we can talk about the other. We can talk about NFC
This
game
first hour's
briefly,
been
and then it has been crazy. But only thing that is interesting though is Taylor doesn't even really seem his type. Like as you guys know, I mean Travis Kelce, he's an honorary member of exactly. He's an honorary member of the cookout. Yeah, his ex-girlfriend was
He
beautiful black
going up
woman.
with Uncle Ray and Boom Quisha. He hit that cookout. Nah, but that's what I'm saying.
Look. That's why
y'all know
they don't really match, right? They don't really seem right, but I don't know.
Opposites attract.
Whoa! Hey!
I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't know how long this is going. I think once all the glitz and glam starts to fade and the excitement dies down, I'll be honest, man. I think we got an album coming up, all about Travis. But do you have
that breakup album she knows.
It's going to sell. It's definitely going to sell.
Woman, because when she break up with Travis Kelce, and then she's going to write a song about the Chiefs Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. And then, Travis didn't pay for dinner and made her get her own cab, something like that. And then it's going to be like 25 million copies. And there you go. So that's what she's doing. Let's go to make
I was just going to say, did you have any thoughts on the NFC game real quick? Because I feel like we only talked about AFC.
I hit the second hour. Then I'm going to dump Taylor after this hour.
All right.
Let's go to Georgia and Macon. Welcome in, sir.
Hello, guys. Thanks for taking my call. A couple of quick observations and questions.
Yes, sir.
Corey, I think the Swifties have you outnumbered as far as number of prayers that want to see her. I think you're out
Maybe
of it
that's
right
what
there,
it was,
brother.
George. That might have been it.
You're out of it.
I think you're 100% right. I lost.
Now, getting back to the football part of it, about a month and a half or 2 months ago, you were talking about Brock Bowers, and that you'd be hitting him every time he tried to come off the line, reroute him, and do all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Why don't they do that with Kelce? I mean, he's got a free run. He is strong, and he's got good body control, and he's got a good feel when somebody's covering him, how to block him out or shield him. Why don't they hit him right when he comes off the line or reroute him? I do not understand that. Please tell me why they don't.
George, great point. Great. This is one of the best points I've heard because we were taught, and I know the rules have changed, but you have a 5-yard window. I don't know if people understand that a defender can get their hands, not hold them, but you can jam them. You can what we call rerouting them.
Yeah.
You have that window to put your hands, right, to take a receiver out of the passing game. But unfortunately, the way defenses are taught now, the way these guys are playing now, and I talked about Brock Bowers, any tight end in the game now, that what we call free release, meaning nobody's touching these guys. They're allowing receivers and or tight ends to free release down the football field. If you don't touch them, if you don't reroute them, if you don't what we used to call mug them, that's an old Bill Belichick thing. We mug them. I mean, we want to mug them at the line of scrimmage. Give them no room. It throws off timing. Everything, it hurts. But if you don't touch them, it's like playing 7-on-7, George. I mean,
I know. I don't get it. I mean, you're looking at a guy that's 6'5". He's got better body control, better strength, and can shield the defender. I mean, he could catch 25 passes. I mean, I do not understand it. He's always going to get leverage, and like you say, hit them, throw them off the timing. I mean, I don't know why they don't. It's a mystery to me.
It is a mystery, and it's one of them things that I think should be talked about because where have that gone with defenses, right? What happened to even at the wide receiver position, which when you spread them out, I get it, a little harder, but he plays more in the box. He's a Y, right? He oftentimes they put him off the ball. They do move him around, and when you move him, it's harder when the guy's moving. I get all of that. But make them do that because if he's got to get behind the line of scrimmage and then hesitate, if there's any type of hesitation on those routes, it throws off the timing of the route. So I don't know. I think because the rules have stiffened so much, and if you even sneeze on a receiver or tight end, they're going to call pass interference. And I think that has deterred defenders from doing that. But But if you let, as you said, I mean, it's just easy. It's pitch and catch if you don't do it, especially with one of the best of all times in Patrick Mahomes, not to be able to touch a tight end. They can complete it all day.
Christian, when you see snippets of Alabama's practices, and you always see Coach Saban reroute them, jam them, right hand, left hand, jam them, reroute them. And, we see all this going on, this practice. And, there's no way when you give somebody a free run and your first step, if you're a defensive back, is to back up or go left or right, that you can keep up with it. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, no,
I mean, doing
agree.
what you're doing now, they caught 12 or 13 passes. So I don't understand what the downside is about trying to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm even looking at like the recap from that game yesterday, and I just watched the first at least 3 or 4 catches by Travis Kelce, and I don't think he was touched or rerouted on a single one of them. Right, so I don't know. No, I don't know. He was not. So yeah, you're 100% right. Those free releases, I think, it's almost like starting from behind. I mean, I will give him credit. He really is just a very talented guy. I mean, he's going to make plays. But I think you got to do whatever you can to try to knock him off his routes or disrupt that, like my dad was saying. But, you got to tip your hat to him and Mahomes. They've got something special. And that's why, I mean, people sometimes forget about the tight end position in today's game. But if you have a lethal tight end, man, I'm telling you, it's dangerous. We saw that with Georgia with Brock Bowers, man. He really helped, accelerate that offense. So always nice to have a weapon like that.
Yeah, 6'5", 6'6" versus 5'11", 6'6'1".
Oh, yeah.
Like you say, I mean, you're giving them a free run, and you're always going to get a step on it. If I'm going forward and you're having to go backwards, I'm gonna get ahead of you.
That's why I kind of wish we used Amari Niblack a little bit more this past season.
Yeah,
and I think that's one guy I do think. And obviously, from a maturity standpoint, I obviously think he could have been a little bit more mature, but from a athleticism standpoint and just an ability standpoint, that guy was a mismatched nightmare, and I think he definitely would have played a big role, especially with this new offense. But it is what it is, man. I think we got some really good pieces coming back, and I'm excited to see what those guys can do.
And Corey, yesterday or the day before, y'all were talking about what do we expect from Alabama next year. I'm expecting 11-1. I think that we got talent. I think that we've already made you all have, and everybody else has agreed with you. I think the coaching from the position coach on up, except for head coach, or maybe even the head coach, is going to be better next year. So I'm expecting great things, and I'm fired up. And, I think everybody got down. When you recruit these guys and they commit, you kind of fall in love with them. But then when they want to go, it kind of is upsetting. But I think that we're replenishing the cupboard, and I think got really good coaching, and I think we got really good talent. And I'm excited for next year. I think we're going to compete, with a national championship. Obviously, I'm a big Alabama fan from 1960 on, but I think I'm fired up about it.
Well, you got a guy, Caleb, on the board that. Everything he's touched, let's put it that way, has turned to gold. George, thank you, man. Appreciate your phone call. Great points. All right, we got to hit the top of the hour break. We got one lady, though, before we get total football meathead, that I think she's going to defend Taylor Swift. I do want to hear what she has to say. Back in a moment.
WTBC Tuscaloosa.
Let's see. Dang, already 1 hour down. I flew by. Let's see. Appreciate it, everybody in here again. If you haven't already, we'd appreciate you liking the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to talk a little bit more Alabama this hour in a second, too. Just that time of year, man. You got NFL. It's a little slower. Definitely got some recruiting stuff developing. We can talk about that. Kelsey's unstoppable. Kyle Hamilton had the best chance to contain Kelsey, but even Kyle couldn't handle the guy. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton's a hell of a player, and he's like 6'4", man, as a safety. He looks like almost looks like a wide receiver. But again, I mean, he was playing off so much And then that touchdown that Travis Kelce had, technically a back shoulder, but it was low. Just a hell of an adjustment by Travis Kelce. Yeah, so if you watch it, I mean, a lot of the time that even Kyle Hamilton was responsible for Travis Kelce's playing from an off position, so almost no good there. Yeah, a guy like Amari Niblack definitely could have been that type of option just with his ability. But just from a maturity standpoint, I don't think he was necessarily a great fit. Even a guy like OJ Howard, who I played with, man. When we finally gave him those opportunities, you saw what he was able to do. Not just one, but both championship games. Brock Bowers going to drop to a good team. Yeah, but honestly, wherever he ends up, man, I think Brock Bowers is going to have a hell of a career. Caleb Odom, too, to me, will be way better than Niblack. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know too much about him. I'm always cautious before I say like a guy is going to be better than somebody, just because you never know how these kids translate or how they end up developing. Sometimes it takes some guys longer than others, but I know we do, at least for this season. You got CJ Dupree, you got Roddy, who's more. I mean, CJ Dupree is kind of balanced, but definitely more in the core blocking type tight ends versus a guy like Niblack. But still really good football players. But I think the Caleb Odom kid, I think they had him at like 6'5", 215. So he's probably that more athletic build. Let me pull up his highlights while we talk Caleb Odom.
Edge on a Monday, tie 100.9, 1230. WTBC, the home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports. Corey Miller, Christian Noah hanging out with you. I believe Justin Jones. He might be on the way to the gym. I know he goes to the gym sometimes about this time of the day. He was getting on me early on before the show. Why did I question about him being at the gym? But I told him I saw him one time on Facebook Live with Christian right after the show. Maybe before
Facebook
the show.
Live?
Or whatever.
Man, I was on Facebook. I was like, I don't go on Facebook Live. That's for them old schoolers,
I do
man.
Facebook Live. I do. I'm old school, okay? I'm old school. But FaceTime, I saw him with that big oversized sweatshirt, and he had slides on. What man goes and works out a real workout?
Wait. What? He was wearing a hoodie. What's wrong with the hoodie?
He had slides on his feet.
Okay, and I mean, if you're just going and lifting, like if you're just going and doing, machine stuff. I mean, obviously, from a safety standpoint, you probably want to wear some tennis shoes, right? But I mean, let the man live. At least he's in the gym.
Nick Saban would not allow you to go in that workout facility with slides.
It's from a safety standpoint, correct?
No, because you're not going. You have no plans to work hard.
Yeah, Buddhist man. No, what are you talking? Listen, if you're going to do an Olympic lifts, right, like power cleans and things like that, obviously you're not going to wear slides, right? The gym.
Well, I know I'm not
the
going to
gym
work
here,
out
right?
And I put my Crocs on. I wear my Crocs to the.
So what's
gym.
different from Crocs and slides?
Nothing. you missed what I said. I had no plans of working hard. Period.
But but what about just machine stuff, right? So you're telling me you can't go do chest flies, chest press.
Well, you're just gonna do like the corporate workout, you know.
That's a workout is a workout.
Because you're gonna bench 300, 400. You're not having slides on where your foot gonna slip out.
I've seen people in that gym wearing slides and going over and doing free weight stuff. Yeah.
They ain't real workout.
Quit hating on Justin Jones, man.
904. I love Justin Jones. All right, a lot of great conversation on our YouTube Miller Times Extra on the NFC, AFC Championship games. NFC Championship game, real quick. I thought the game was a very, very good game. I picked the Detroit Lions to win that game. I am a huge supporter of Dan Campbell. I think what he has done for the Detroit Lions has been amazing in his third year. To have them with the chance to win the NFC Championship and to go to the Super Bowl. So many Bama connections. They all actually played great football. Brian Branch, Williamson. You had Jamar Gibbs. He had the fumble, but he had a couple of touchdowns. So Sean Deion Hamilton, former linebacker, played with you. Christian is a coach there. So I was pulling for them to win the game. But listen, you know what's going to happen. Today is going to be a day about Dan Campbell and those fourth down calls. Dan Campbell was not out there running the routes. Dan Campbell didn't drop those footballs. Dan Campbell didn't fumble the football that led to touchdowns. Yeah, did he go for it on fourth down in the second half? Yes, but that's who the Detroit Lions have been all season long. The same thing that got them where they are, right? The same thing that got them to win some big time games during regular season. He didn't change, and he said himself in his press conference that he understood that. Because had those things worked, we would have been praising him like there's no tomorrow. But because they did not work, guess what? Now he's an idiot. Now he doesn't know what he's doing. And that's why I tweeted last night, all these former players that play ball that cover the NFL make me absolutely stinking sick. Because all they do, jump on the show, share the show, like they have never done anything wrong or had a bad play or didn't play their best football, but yet they want to sit up there and just belittle some of these athletes, which drives me crazy. I'm harsh. I'm hard. But I ain't stupid enough to know that, listen, Lamar Jackson didn't play his best game. He would tell you that, right? But does that have anything to do with his MVP caliber year? Absolutely not.
Dang, you sound like me right now, almost like a voice of reason. No, I'm saying no. You kind of do because you're saying like, right. Like, look, he played a bad game, but he had a great season. You sound like me. That's crazy. You said you finally are starting.
You're
it's
like a fence rider. I'm not a fence rider.
Whoa, hold on. Hey, hold on. That's not no. It's about being critical, but in a respectful manner, because just like you said, like. On any given day, anybody can play bad. He didn't play a great game, and there also were other factors that I feel like a lot of people are
but
dismissing.
I'm just saying you can't use that to blame one guy like they do on TV and not all these talking heads, these so-called pundits. My point is, he played bad. I've been telling you how he played bad by trying to do please people, trying to please naysayers. That's what I said.
Right?
Why would you do that? But listen. Detroit shouldn't have lost that lead. That's on the entire coaching staff, is on the players, because the players didn't make the plays they should have made.
So they dropped those guys. Josh Reynolds at receiver.
Reynolds dropped a couple of them.
Dropped two big ones.
And Jameer Gibbs fumbled the football. That was big. They scored a touchdown. Those things are huge in the game. They lost by 3 points. Listen, the 49ers, but kudos. But I'm going to flip the script and give them crazy credit. They got their butts kicked the first half.
They did.
Brock Purdy looked terrible the first half. But then he came back out like they did the first week against Green Bay. They made the adjustments. Defensively. San Francisco, it was like pitch and catch. It was like they had no clue how to stop Detroit. But the second half, that's why this game is beautiful, because you can make the right adjustments and not give up nothing. And that's what they did. Brock Purdy was phenomenal. C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, phenomenal in what he did. But listen, anybody would tell you to win Super Bowls, to win national championships, this, you're going to need luck. You're going to need something crazy happen. I mean, that ball should have been intercepted by the Detroit defender. It goes right out of his hands, hits his face mask, and IU catches the football. I mean, they had weird things happen in that game to win. That's just how it is. But they would tell you when you play hard and you work hard, put yourself in the right position, then good things normally will happen to you. And that's still part of it. So, I like that game. I kind of was hoping that Detroit would have won that ball game just because this has been an organization, I'm telling you, I've played them numerous times. Barry Sanders was there. I mean, that basically said, I don't even want to play football because it was so bad. I mean, this man ran 2,000 plus yards with a whole hump offensive line. And he just said, I don't care. I quit. Calvin Johnson, one of the best receivers, both Hall of Fame players. They quit. But I wanted them to win, and I like Dan Campbell, former New York Giant, by the way, played a few years in Detroit, but I thought that they would have a chance to sneak in that Super Bowl. And I think it would have been great, minus Taylor Swift, and, getting her out, and then you get Lamar Jackson with a chance to win. You got the city of Detroit. To me, those were better storylines for the Super Bowl. But it is what it is. You got the two teams there, San Francisco, and you got Kansas City. I mean, you can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes to be able to try to, 4 out of 6 years he's been there. I mean, unbelievable what he's done. And so I'll throw the question out there. Christian alluded to this first a little bit in the first hour of the show. Do you put Patrick Mahomes next to Tom Brady? Is he better? Which guy would you take? Would you take Mahomes? If you starting a team, would you take Mahomes or would you take Tom Brady?
At what point in Brady's career are we going to go with for this? What metric?
I'm just saying, who would you take? Are
we talking 43-year-old Brady? Or are we talking?
No, I'm talking about right out the beginning. Either one. Who you take?
That's tough.
I'm taking Patrick Mahomes because here's why. Despite all the Super Bowls that Tom Brady won, I can go back and say, hey, they won those Super Bowls because the defense was great. Tom Brady, how many Super Bowls that he won that it was all about Tom Brady?
I mean, I don't want to listen.
Patrick Mahomes won was all about Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I'm gonna go with Pat Mahomes too myself, just because I like his ability to extend plays with his legs. Right, I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but he's able to move around and make those magician type plays. Right, love Brady. Right, I mean, it was when I got to play against him my rookie year, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But Pat Mahomes, man, he's just special. And if I had to start a franchise, and we're starting, from ground zero, probably would take Pat Mahomes myself. But I mean, I wouldn't, like I said, I don't want to discredit Brady, all right? I mean, because defense obviously was on his side, and the Patriots they've had some really good defenses. If anything, I'd take some credit from Bill Belichick at this point, because ever since Brady left, they haven't necessarily looked the same. But yeah, I'm curious to hear what the listeners think on that. Are you going Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady? Now, I again, like I said earlier, I'm not saying that Pat Mahomes is the greatest of all time just yet, not yet. Now, maybe if he went to Super Bowl, maybe we can talk about it a little bit more, but I still wouldn't say.
But to do what he has done this early in his career is phenomenal.
No, it is.
And Tom Brady did play 20 plus years or whatever it was, 20 years. I mean, that's absolutely ludicrous. But if I'm starting a team, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. That dude is just phenomenal. I mean, he is doing things that's like unheard of. And when you think even with the receivers this year, they counted them out. Dropping balls. He don't have the same receiving core. He don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. You don't have that. And he still is back in the Super Bowl. And I think that's a good question. All right, we're going to hit a quick timeout. When we come back, we got Ellis. We got others on the phone line, 205-342-9904. A lot of great conversation on the chat, I'm telling you, on YouTube. A lot of great things. I love just sitting here reading what they're saying on here. They are involved with this pro football thing. But I don't know who I'm going to pull for in this game. There's no way I can pull for Kansas City.
I thought you loved my homeboy. That's your guy.
I love my homeboy. I love Travis. I think I love Kelsey. I love Andy Reid. He's probably the top 3 or 4 coaches to ever coach, in my opinion. But I cannot find myself Because once I see Taylor Swift one time fresh off the jet from Tokyo,
it's gonna ruin it.
It's gonna be bad vibe. So why wouldn't I pull for Debo Samuel for the game?
I'm not mad at that. They got Christian
One when I
McCaffrey.
pull for Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle for the 49ers, former Gamecock. Yeah. Why not pull for Mr. Irrelevant? Why not? So what is what I'm doing? Let's go. Charger Nation, stand tall. Stand up, Charger Nation. That's where I'm going, baby. That might change tomorrow.
Charger?
49ers.
Let's get the break, man.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm pulling for, man. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know.
North America in 2024.
Who are you guys taking? You going Pat Mahomes? You going Tom Brady? I kind of want to talk about this. Cigars and Bourbon said Bama actually has a better coaching staff, excluding Saban, but nobody wants to admit it. One of those Cali teams. Yeah, he was close. Rodgers going with San Fran. Personally, my take on that, Cigars, is I would say this is more of a wait and see before I label the staff better. Now, if you want to say offensively, I don't know if I necessarily have to wait, just because I would say Washington's offense definitely was very impressive last season, and they brought pretty much everybody over. So if you want to say offensively, yeah, I definitely think I'd feel more comfortable making that call now, just because of them doing that on that level. I know it's a Pac-12, but they're able to make it to the national championship game, and what they're able to do with Michael Penix, his development, those receivers, obviously they're all talented, but the numbers, and again, I'm not only going off the numbers, but offensively, I mean, there's no disputing that they were just a great football team offensively, top in the country in almost every statistic. Defensively, though, again, I have to see how this plays out, right? There's a lot more continuity with that offensive side of the coaching staff that makes me feel better about it. Again, you basically just taking the offensive coaching staff from Washington and then throwing Robert Gillespie in the mix, who's another really good football coach. That's easier for me to say, in that aspect. Defensively, though, you're talking about you got a head coach from South Alabama, you got a head coach from Buffalo, co-defensive coordinator from Wisconsin. I'm curious to see how it all comes together. And another thing to it is, I'm going to have really high standards when it comes to that, just because, 2015 when we won the national championship in Arizona, our coaching staff, I'll just read it off, make sure I don't miss anybody. But, you had Cristobal, Billy Napier, Kirby Smart, was Mel Tucker here that year? I'm pretty sure he was. Yep. Lane Kiffin, head coach. Kirby Smart, head coach. Cristobal, head coach. Napier, head coach. Mel Tucker, who was a head coach. Dan Lanning was a grad assistant. Tosh Lupoy was our outside linebackers coach. So when you talk about a coaching staff, that's kind of like my standard, right? Is the Bama defensive staff more so about recruiting or X's and O's of guys being pulled from different places? I think more X's and O's, honestly, because if you're going off of recruiting, you probably would have got guys that were a little more established, more SEC ties, probably. I'm normally not a fan of 4-2-5 base. We'll see. Yeah, I agree.
To go here in the hour number 2 of the Corey Miller show. I am all over the place at the Mills.
You think I should play that song?
Well, I'm surprised. I was dancing and I don't know if you can see me on the app, when you play music I dance. You know, a saying that they have in Columbia basketball team, when they win, they dance. When Noah plays popping music, I dance. And I don't forget what I'm going to say. So, but welcome back to the middle of the day. Radio the Tide, 100.9, 1230 AM WTBC. A couple things, news notes here, because I didn't know if you knew this, but former offensive line coach Eric Wolford is going back to Kentucky, the Bluegrass State, become the offensive line coach. He's going back where he was at before coming to Alabama. He's there. Basketball news and notes, top 25. Well, you'll find the Crimson Tide now in the top 25 after they win this weekend, of course, Auburn, and then over LSU. So they are back. Senior Bowl is happening this week down in Mobile. A lot of good players, several Crimson Tide players is there, and then one former Washington Husky is there, Michael Penix Jr. I read where he has some advice for the quarterbacks of Alabama, Kalen DeBoer. We'll get to the Tide here this rest of this hour. We'll talk some Tide football for sure. What advice could he give? Let's just say Jalen Milroe working with Kalen DeBoer. We'll talk some about that as well. I'm sure Kalen DeBoer will spend some time to go see his former quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Let's get to the phone. No, let's do this. Let's do it.
Wait, well, one more. Well, yeah, let's do that. I was going to say one more coach update. Joe Cox, who was the tight ends coach at Alabama this past season, has actually been hired by Lane Kiffin. So he's now at Ole Miss. So that was another.
Y'all are sleeping on the Lane train, by the way.
I don't know. I think they're building something nice over there. I hate to say it,
you know, their transfer portal has been nothing but gold. So I think Ole Miss is going to be something to watch out for this upcoming season. And by the way, I want to talk about this before I get to these the app message and the phone line to Ellis, is the fact that everybody was saying that we're going to get the cornerback from Washington. No, he ended up going to Dan Lannon in Oregon. Was it Muhammad?
Jabbar Muhammad.
Jabbar Muhammad. Everybody was very, very high on him. He said no to the Tide and yes to Dan Lanning and Oregon. So we'll get into some of that college football here.
You know what's first. I was going to say real quick, though, speaking of cornerbacks, what's interesting, though, is Alabama actually finished with 3 5-star cornerbacks in the final on-3 recruiting rankings. Again, I don't know how they necessarily come up with their rankings or how it works, but technically Alabama has 3 5-stars incoming in this 2024 class. For what that's worth, who knows? Mbakwe, he's one. Mincy, I think, is the other. Then the third one, I can't remember who it is. But supposedly, yeah, now they have 3 5-star incoming cornerbacks. So you got to at least hope you got 3 guys coming in. At least one guy will pan out, at least early, right? But then again, you had 3.
Did you count the guy from Southern Cal? Did you say that?
No, he's transfer portal. I'm saying like just
but
high
he's
school.
a former 5-star, right?
I think he was a former. Yeah, so then technically you got 4 or 5 stars coming into the program. For what that's worth, I mean, again, rankings and ratings are just that. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But you got to feel good about at least. I'm an odds person, right? So we got 4 guys that were 5 stars coming out of high school. At least one of them's got to actually live up to 5-star potential, right? But then again, we did have 2 or 3 5-star outside linebackers come in. And I know we had the older guys playing, but you know what I mean? So we'll see if these guys are necessarily ready to play early on. I can say that they will have a great amount of opportunities to get on the field, given that the secondary, there's several positions that are open. So we'll see how this plays out, but that's something worth noting.
Also, too, another news note that Alabama did hire a former NC State player,
recruiting director.
Yeah.
Zatavis Sanders, maybe?
I never heard of him. I mean, I don't know. They were saying he had a lot of NC. I got to do my homework and look it up, which I will in just a moment. But
what I can tell you,
position that he had at NC State.
Yeah, what I can tell you is just from looking him up is that he used to work in like high school coaching in Georgia, and so I think he's got a lot of ties. I think it was Norcross, that high school that they've produced a lot of guys. Probably so that maybe that was kind of looked at when they were hiring him.
Which makes sense. I mean, you want a high school guy that has those, because we talk about relationships and the importance of relationships all the time. So I do like the mindset there of hiring a guy like that, because let's just be real. Kalen DeBoer does not know this area. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, yeah, people gonna like him. He may light up the room, as Josh talked about. You know, he gonna walk in there and he's such a likable guy.
Mhm.
But we know that it's more than that when it comes to recruiting. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, so
we'll see.
I think, but that if I think that's why that's smart to hire a guy like that with those
Right. So that's
Georgia high school ties, knowing that you need people with those relationships. So I think it's a good move. I mean, I'm with you. I haven't heard of him. I don't necessarily know much about him, but what I read.
But we will learn, and then everybody gonna say how he's such a home run high. I mean, he's amazing. Did you read that John Blow played high school football for him in the 60s? He's a home run hire. That's what we're going to hear. One more. Alabama's tied for the most 5-stars, 4 in the final on 324. That's what you were talking about. And that's also the most in top 100. So recruiting was not really hurt from that standpoint for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's go to the best reader in Alabama, by the way, as we take messages from the Tide 100.9 app. It's absolutely free for you. And Noah Rogers is ready to roll.
That's right. Noah Rogers reporting for duty. We got an app message from KJ in Atlanta. He says, he's talking about Courtney Morgan. He says he's supposed to have connections, right? He didn't have connections to make Downs or Bond stay. If he doesn't land a Michigan player this spring, he's going to be on the fired list watch.
Dang, that fast, KJ.
Captain Morgan. Ho. But I know it. But let's just have an honest conversation.
Oh God, buckle your seatbelts. Here we go.
Nah. People who do you believe? People out here preaching how great of a job Kalen and the boys doing on the recruiting trail. But the question is that really real? Because Ole Miss got 2 starters on the offensive line. We didn't get. We got the 1 center, which much needed. I give him credit for that. You got Austin Mack. I'm not giving you no credit for that because we don't need Austin Mack. I don't care what people talk about his upside, this, that. There's a reason Nick Saban didn't have Austin Mack. Nick Saban had Julian Sang, 5-star, number 1 overall rated quarterback. Let's just be honest. So I can't give him credit for the whole Austin Mack thing yet. That's incomplete because we don't even know. But he's 6'6".
But that's besides. I don't think those necessarily count as recruiting because I mean they came from his former program.
Well, that's too. But you got.
I would exclude those.
He came here because of Kalen DeBoer. Okay, then they say Ryan Williams. Well, let's love Ryan Williams, and Ryan Williams. He's at the ball game. He's taking pictures. I do got to ask him about his nail polish. You know, which salon he goes to. But the thing is this. That's Nick Saban's guy. Are we really giving him credit for getting him to recommit? Is that Kalen DeBoer or is that Jamie Mosley? Is that the people he kept back that spent numerous trips down there and time in Mobile, right? And getting him to believe in the program. Is that Nick Saban even still having some influence? My opinion. So I'm just saying, I don't think he's done enough yet to say he's doing a great job on a recruiting trail. I still think, you got to give him time. I still think you got to let him work. It's too early. And that's why I say incomplete. But then, Muhammad said no. So the guys that Alabama really knew about and that wanted, we didn't get them. So I kind of agree with what KJ said. Go 534-2904. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think for me, it's too early. Now, I will say, though, I think it's probably too soon for when I see people saying, like, lighten it up so far. I mean, I think that's, and you know me, I think that's being a little too generous just so far because, again, if you look at it, the 3 transfer portal guys they came from Washington, I don't count that, right? Because they're coming from a former program. So I don't count that. And then Ryan Williams, I do give credit for to an extent. Not fully because obviously we know, he's from the state of Alabama, grew up Alabama guy. I mean, he was committed here. However, he very well could have chose Auburn still, right? When he opened things up. So you got to give credit to Coach DeBoer and the staff. Now, I do know, I also want to give credit like you did, Jamie Mosley, Denzel Duvall, Chap, all those guys who were going down there, boots on the ground, that stuff. But Ryan Williams also did say that he talks to Coach DeBoer and Coach Shep. I think he said daily. So that's really good to hear. I think Coach Shep, the wide receiver coach, I think he's going to do really well at recruiting. He just kind of gives me that vibe of just good with relationships, good with kids in this generation. But I definitely respect Coach DeBoer's hustle. I mean, every day I'm seeing pictures of him on the road, different high schools. So he's doing the necessary work. I definitely respect that. But I do say I think it's too soon for people to say, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's taking over the SEC. Like, I've seen some headlines where I'm like, it's a little soon, guys. Because technically, I don't think we've necessarily, the Noah Carter guy, good football player. But again, he was committed to Washington. Anybody with the Washington ties, I'm not, me personally, just on my metric, I'm not counting that as a recruiting win just because they came from Washington.
Let's give them all. We give them all. Let's Austin Mack, Carter, the center. Those are his guys already.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So the only one that didn't have only commit so far.
Who has he got
that doesn't have
like Alabama didn't have?
Would be Ryan Williams, who technically still is recruited. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I know.
Alabama had Ryan Williams.
I get that, but you still had to go and win him back over. But so that's why I said I give half a point. But we don't have, there's still not, I'm still waiting.
You got to give Willie some points for that.
Big Willie. Yeah. Hey, Willie is taking over Tuscaloosa. They need to hire Willie. Greg Byrne needs to hire Willie. Roll Tide Willie. He needs to hire him. That dude is magic.
At Pastor Payne Miller said, man, be quiet about Lane. Everybody didn't say we were getting to bar either. A lot of people did say that. Go back. I got receipts. Don't make me go get them receipts, Tia. We wanted him, but nobody said he was coming here. But people thought it was automatic because Kalen DeBoer was coming here. That's all I'm saying. But we didn't get him. And you, Tia, you the one that was yelling, cussing them out, mad. You a mad girl. You a mad girl about Jabbar. You wanted that boy.
Well, we have Junior Day coming up, I think February 3rd. That could be telling. We might see the first true commits to Coach DeBoer in this new era. So that's what I would keep an eye out for.
I want to see his guys, not Nick Saban guy. I want to see what kind of guy he's looking. All right, quick time out. Ellis, hold tight. You're next, right up after this break. 205-342-9904. 12:30 a.m. WTBC 100.9. We are the home of Alabama. Comes to Tide Sports. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's see. If you guys haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Let's see. Well, he certainly could have left, so yes, DeBoer gets credit. Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, I'm still gonna give him credit now. Obviously, I think it's you got to. I would say about half credit because he was a former commit, right? But then again, once he decommitted, you had to reel him back in, and I think DeBoer and his staff did a great job of that. Again, I know we had guys like Jamie Mosley, Denzel Duval. Those guys were going to Mobile, visiting with him, and then helping host him when he was here, and keeping those relationships going when Coach Saban retired, and Coach Shep stepping in, him and Coach DeBoer building that relationship with Ryan. So I think that was a huge momentum, I guess, shift for those guys and that staff. So I definitely give him credit for that. I would just say probably about half a point, half credit, just because he was already committed here. But again, it's just my metric. I'm just saying the other guys all are Washington ties. The transfer portal guys all came from Washington's roster. Then Noah Carter was committed to Washington, or not even committed. He was signed. Excuse me. So, yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's doubting. We're just saying we're just still kind of waiting on those developments.
DJ. Well, go Tia mad with me. I don't know why she think them two players, because you and I talked about this.
What's up?
Oh, she was saying like they didn't play every game. They're not real stars.
No.
KJ said that he didn't think they played every game.
No, Tia just said the same thing.
For inferior, she said, okay, so for reference, how are you giving credit to Ole Miss for inferior guards from Washington? They didn't even play every game. The center is better, and we needed him. If DeBoer would have lost Ryan, he wouldn't get credit. No, I mean the center was first and foremost. I mean we literally
gave him
credit
for that.
No, for sure.
We gave him street cred for that too.
Well, my thing is, so honestly, maybe he didn't recruit those guards to come here. I mean, I look at it like this: when you've got Tyler Booker and you've got Jaden Roberts, right? You don't need
we didn't
guards.
need guards.
Right, so he probably wasn't going after them, if I had to guess. Now, Jabbar Muhammad came on a visit here. That's what I'm saying. These guards never even visited here. Jabbar Muhammad did. I know they wanted him. We had a need at the cornerback position. He's an experienced guy, a really good football player. Unfortunately, we didn't land him, but I also know with NIL in play, right, I'm just going to say this. I mean, I know people were offering that guy some money. I don't know how things worked out. I mean, but it's just, it is what it is at this point. So I think you just muted yourself, so I can't hear you if you're talking. But
I did. I'm saying, Alabama offered him money, but it wasn't good enough money.
But we're still working on that side of things. I mean, because again, with Coach Saban, if people weren't familiar with this, you had the ability to offer less money in NIL because of Coach Saban. You're selling people on the experience of playing and being coached by Nick Saban. Now that it's not necessarily a factor, things are probably going to have to shift a little bit. You're probably going to have to invest a little bit more via, NIL and that stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's about the money. Bama's still not there with the NIL.
No, but that's the thing, though. I think we have the money. We just don't pay it. I just don't think we pay it.
What you gonna do with it? I mean, what are you gonna do? Bill Willis from 3 hours?
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not the treasurer. I'm just saying, like, I would imagine the University of Alabama, one of the most, not even one of the most, probably the most prominent football program in the country with all the success that we've had. I mean, you not remember how much? Go look at all the articles about how much we've spent on resources, right? I mean, we literally we've spent more in resources in terms of food and nutrition, our weight room, our staff. I don't know if you know this, but Coach Saban, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that started the whole analyst thing. We were the ones that started having the former head coach. Like we probably had double size staff compared to anybody else in the country. So that being said, I mean,
people complain,
right? And I think I hate to say this, but I think that's one of the reasons Greg Byrne, now that Coach Saban is retired, is kind of doing. Look, because we've let go a lot of people, and I get that there's a transition. But if I'm telling you right now, I don't know if people know, but Coach Saban has hand in everything. People didn't fool with it. It was his. He ran it. It's not like that anywhere else. The athletic director runs everything, but here Coach Saban ran everything, so it's different right now.
Which begs the question that someone asked on our YouTube Extra, and I forget the name. Apologize to you. Like, will Kalen DeBoer have total control over this football program like Nick Saban? And there's your answer: absolutely not, because Nick Saban got what Nick Saban
it was totally
wanted.
Different, 100%.
Kalen DeBoer cannot, and let's just be honest. He don't need to have it because you have to earn that. 17 years to do what Nick Saban done, you have earned the right to get what you want. When you tell him I need 25 analysts, you go get him 25 analysts.
Right.
And you create a budget for those analysts.
They don't ask questions either.
No, Kevin DeBoer don't have that right yet. Kevin DeBoer is a good football coach. Kevin DeBoer has a good trajectory going forward, right? We believe that he can be a great football coach. But we don't know yet. 2 years at Washington, and I ain't even counting the mother schools. I'm sorry. Y'all can count NAIA all you want to. I don't. That was good for that level. But when you're talking about Alabama, don't tell me about the wins there. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Kudos to being there and doing what you did there, right? But when it comes to on this level, this is a whole nother game, baby. You have to elevate your game. And I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying for right now, today, November, whatever the day is, here on a Monday, I can't give him love there yet. I hope he does. I hope I can get up and eat all the crow. I hope I'm like an old Rottweiler dog in a bowl of slop eating crow. That's what I hope. But right now today, I'm sorry. Until you prove it. It's easier to sit on here on this Twitter machine, this X machine, and type in, oh, we're going to be this, and we're going to do this. And that's easy. But when Ole Miss is standing in front of you in Georgia and Wisconsin on the road, and they dance and playing that song, jump around, and until you get the dubs, then pump your brakes. That's all we're saying. I'm saying. So listen, there's a lot of work to do for Alabama. Let's go to Ellis. I keep saying we're going and then we get to talk. Ellis, my good friend, give us some Ellis love on the show today. Please, we need it.
How y'all doing this evening?
Doing well. Ellis, how about you?
Oh, doing just fine. Should have been with me yesterday on my walk yesterday.
What happened?
I seen about 15 or 20 turkeys.
Dang. Oh,
Yeah.
it's not season yet, though.
You didn't kill
No, it's not
anyone?
season, but every time I go out there to that property walk, I see a lot of turkeys. So
Wait a minute now. Do you walk packing?
no,
Gum.
I don't even own a
You can't
gun.
listen, man. You can't just he said that he's always on public, property or whatever it's called. You can't. He trying to get the man arrested. Like
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
you can't
asking.
do that.
No, this is property I go on that the man that I clean for. He's got like 600 to 700 acres of property.
Oh, well, then on that note, then things might be a little
Oh,
different.
that note, you could have started blasting.
No, it's not season yet, brother. You still can't just do whatever you want.
Wait a minute. I can't kill something because they said it's not season. Season to me is if I see something that needs to be killed, and then I can make me some fried turkey legs, I can kill it.
Yeah, and you're going to
Woo!
be in jail season or fine season.
Ella say, "Woo."
They don't play about that now. If you don't want to do
No,
that
they
outside
don't
of
play
season,
around with that.
they don't play like that.
No.
Hold on.
You end up in a bad
You
situation.
telling me if you was on your walk, and I should have been on the walk with you because maybe my prayer about Taylor Swift, the Lord would have listened to me and answered. But if I'm walking with you and I'm packing heat, right? I got my Pastor Payne 9mm, and I see a turkey. I'm carrying my meter just because I don't like outdoor. I'm not the outdoors person. I'm scared. Okay.
Lean up. We can't hear you. Lean up.
So can I just like shoot a turkey
No.
when it's not season and I'm on somebody's property?
Hell no. Dude, okay, maybe you mean somebody you know's property, because definitely.
Yeah, he said somebody he knew.
Oh, well, you just said somebody's
I'd
property.
say if
can't.
you was on that property, if you was on that property with me and you seen one and you want to shoot it, yeah.
Ellis, Ellis, why would you say that on the live radio, brother? You can't do that. You can't do that outside of season.
He said I'm on the man's property.
It don't matter if you're on your own property. There's a season for stuff, dude. All right, here. How about y'all go do that? Y'all go illegally hunt, and I will gladly not bail either one of you out. How about that? y'all can spend all the time you want while y'all sit in jail, because I told you don't shoot anything outside of season.
Y'all are trying to tell me. Y'all trying to tell me, okay.
Yes.
If I'm at my house and a deer came in the backyard, was eating my grass that I don't want him to eat, and I blast him, I can't do that. I'm gonna go to jail.
I mean, probably won't necessarily go to jail, but you're gonna get fined. Yes. Now
it'll be just like me paying for some venison meat. So what's the name?
It's probably a lot more than just going to the store and buying some meat. You probably go 4 or 5 grocery trips for what you'll pay at least.
But wasn't it an awesome weekend? Talking about something else, Alabama won their basketball game, and Auburn lost theirs. The Booger Eaters lost theirs.
The Booger Eaters lost turned into 2. I mean, losing to Alabama made them lose twice. Isn't that something?
And our first ever women's hockey team there at Alabama beat Auburn 20-0 in a first ever hockey match.
Do they have enough
20-0?
They have enough players on the floor? 20-0, dang.
Yes, 20-0. And each goal is 1 point. So each goal is 1 point. So you mean they throttled them.
Dang.
Wait a
That's
minute.
impressive.
So when did Alabama get women's hockey?
I've never heard of it.
They just got it. It's their first. They said it's their first ever team, women hockey team.
Oh, we got to get them on, Christian. Christian, that's your next assignment. Get the coach on.
And where they have to go to play is in Pelham. I don't know where that is, but
that's it.
Down there in
Dabo's backyard. He's from Pelham. Dabo got a hockey rink down there in his backyard.
Yeah, well, that's where the men and the women. That's where they had to go play at, because we don't have one close by to Tuscaloosa.
But there you go. What's that 45-minute drive to the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, probably.
Ain't that bad. I mean, Ellis, somebody said Hacker Music, who's on our YouTube Extra. I know you don't use the YouTube machine. He says,
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, do you? Okay. He said you can apply for a special permit if the turkeys are dominating your crops.
Damaging
Your crops. So I can get a special permit, he said.
To lay one down.
Yeah, to lay
I am
one down.
fixing to go to a place today. They don't serve nothing but wild game.
I think did they used to have something like that here in Tuscaloosa? What's the name of it?
And I've got the name of this one. I can't remember the name of it, but I just seen it.
You have to let
today.
me know how it goes. I'm curious. To see
Oh, I
how it
will.
tastes.
They got frog legs.
Oh,
they
wow.
got bison. They got wild boar.
I can have bison with my,
they got gator bites.
Dang.
You know, so I think that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have lizard bites.
There you go. Let us know how that goes.
Wait a minute.
I will.
Did you say lizard? You said lizard?
Lizard bites. That's what a gator is. A big old lizard, ain't it?
I see lizard at the house. I ain't scared of, but a gator I'm running.
Yeah, a little bit different there. Well, we appreciate you, brother. We got to get to a break. We're really running over, but let us know how those gator bites taste.
Hey, I'm coming to kill a turkey and pray for Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, or pray against Taylor Swift and shoot a wild turkey. All right, Ellis, thank you,
one
brother.
more thing before I go. If you need anything to dress up nice, Alabama gear, don't forget to go to Alumni Hall.
There it is. We need to get you plugged in. You need a
checks in the mail. Ellis.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out. Ellis, we appreciate you, brother.
I'm gonna send you a lemon pepper.
All right, roll tide.
Roll tide, Ellis. With that, but hey, he said it. I might as well go ahead and if you guys need that officially licensed Alabama gear, anything you can think of Alabama related, head on over to Alumni Hall. They're in Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa. They've got hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets, polos, hats. Anything, and I mean anything Alabama related. Go check out Alumni Hall right now. Again, Alumni Hall in Midtown Village, or you can go to alumnihall.com. If you're not local here, no problem. Alumnihall.com, where the ultimate Crimson Tide fans shop. All right, let's go ahead and hit this break.
Be back in a moment.
As the world.
I heard a show last week saying a cornerback from Washington's family wanted to stay close to home. Probably played a role. Wouldn't be shocked. I'm pretty sure he has family at Texas, though. So I guess that didn't really matter either. Let's see. Game wardens don't have a sense of humor. No, they don't. That's what I was trying to tell them. They think it's all sweet and dandy. I would not do that. I don't want any Washington DBs. They're average. Yeah, but Jabbar Muhammad was probably the one decent one that definitely is a solid football player, and it's a position need. But all good. Willie Beeman says, shout out to Corey and Christian, the Miller's Edge. What's up, Willie? People still doubting his recruiting prowess will still take issue with his recruits for 2025 because they'll say Saban already had done most of the work. No, I don't think that's the case, honestly. No, it's just, I mean, do you not agree, though, that, I mean, about the Ryan Williams? I mean, the guy was committed here. I'm not doubting anything. I'm just saying I think some people are kind of inflating some of these things. Like I said, I mean, all the guys but one were already tied to Washington, whether playing there or signed there, and then Ryan Williams. But again, big junior day coming up, so you might see some new commits. We'll see.
No Super Bowl, Taylor Swift. I guess kicking chicken like a turkey wing on Ellis's nature walk. All right. Final segment of the program.
By the way,
stop that number.
you need a shotgun for turkey, not a pistol.
No,
I mean, I'm sure you could try
that
it.
9, I can
but
get rid of. I can get rid of.
I
And
like
don't forget
James
about my good
Bond.
friends. I'm up in Easley, South Carolina today with my good friends Scott and Susan, RSH Decor. Check them out because you want it's getting ready to be springtime just right around the corner. You want to get that outdoor right. You know me, I want that outdoor kitchen. I want my outdoor lounge furniture for you to sit back. Got my TV out there. I know if you like me, you like being outside and you want your furniture tight, you want that fit right. RSHDecor.com. Go online and check them out, and they can do all customized stuff for you. You like us, you want Gamecock logo, welcome home, forever to thee. They get that stuff done for you. A lot of pillows, not just for outside, but also indoors. You got a vacation home like I do down at the beach. You want people to be nice on the couch like I'm sitting on it right now, right? They're going to do it for you. It's RSHDecor.com. Check them out. Tell me what you think. They want some Alabama stuff. We're going to have something to tease you a little bit about the Crimson Tide. So check RSHDecor.com. All right, been a great show. We've been all over the place. I let you hear my prayer yesterday after church. Didn't get answered the way I wanted to. I did not want Kansas City to the Super Bowl. Did not want Taylor Swift to have to get on a private plane and fly from Tokyo Saturday and to Las Vegas on Sunday, but that she will do. But it should be fun. We're going to be talking a lot about this matchup because I think it's very intriguing, from Patrick Mahomes to Mr. Irrelevant. Should be a lot of great things there. Appreciate Willie Beeman. So shout out to Corey and Christian and the Miller's Edge, Roll Tide Roll. And appreciate all you good folks that hang tight with us here on the YouTube Edge Extra. We'll get more into Bama on tomorrow. I got some questions, start looking at some position battles and things like that. We'll start talking about where they are heading into spring. I know we'll get Christian and what it means to off-season working out and how big is that for the Tide. It's a lot of very interesting things, Christian, that we didn't talk about, but who's left on the roster? What can they bring to this team? I know we're going to be waiting to see what happens after the spring game. More guys are going to leave probably, and we can expect that, but that portal's going to be open up. So we're going to expand our thinking with the Tide's roster going forward with the Tide and see what they need to get and that type of thing. So looking forward to this week. Should be a fun week.
Yeah, no, it will. And again, that big junior day that's coming up February 3rd, this Saturday, I believe, will be Coach DeBoer's first junior day with him and his new staff here at Alabama. So we'll see kind of what comes of that. I'm hearing some big names are going to be on campus for that. Maybe we'll come up with their first, again, when I say first true commitment, I just mean like the first new commitment of this new staff that doesn't have any Washington ties or was a previous commit. So we'll see. That's something excited to look for. So we'll talk about that as well. But again,
Hacker,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hacker Music said he enjoyed the show. Now he can go try to do something productive.
We'll see.
Love these folks, man. All right, you want to take us out? You want me to take us out?
Yeah, I'll take us out real quick. We appreciate everybody over on our YouTube stream at the Miller's Edge on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you check us out there and subscribe. If you're listening on the Tide 100.9 app, thank you very much. Or FM, we appreciate all you guys for all your support. It's been a fun one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You've been listening to the Miller's Edge right here on Tide 100.9, 1230 AM WTVC, the home of Alabama sports. Again, this show is presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Sport Experts. We'll see you guys tomorrow.